Hi everyone. So today I'm going to talk about something that I feel just right now is about the personalities, not personalities and how the fashion and your looks defines who you are, defines who you are for the outsider. How it defines that. What do you mean by outsider? Means the people who views you, right? For example, I'll make you guys a simple thing, right? So if I have a long hair like this, I'm always acting like I'm thinking of something. Then people viewed me as maybe a poet or a 60s rock star. And if I go for an 60s, 70s, and 80s and 19 fashion, people will say, oh, this guy is into that forms of music or influenced by that kind of a thought of an old thought, or he's living in nostalgia. Nostalgia. I don't know how to pronounce it, but yeah. So why the fashion, the looks has been relevant for over a very long period of time? Because why king used to dress like a king, and people just look, people by looking, they used to say that this guy is a king, because the fashion, the things are set up in such in that particular trends, right? Is that a good thing? For example, I've cut my hair today just to have a professional look because I'm going to start a job soon. Does is it a good thing? Because it is not something that I did for my by my choice, but I have to do it, so I did it. So is it a good thing or not? There's a question. For me personally, from one side of a perspective, one side of the thing is what I believe is it is it is very bad because people people will make perceptions, perspectives. People will gather too much of a thoughts just by looking your look, your way of dressing, your way of speaking. That is the worst thing that people can do. But people are always judging you. We cannot change them. But for me personally, it is a bad thing because you're judging someone by their appearance. You're not spending enough amount of your time, because if you spend with someone, the people are most of the time people are always good. Even the criminals are good when you are speaking with them with full of love, because that is the thing they lack, and that is why they becomes a criminal, right? That's a different thing, but yeah, because I think spending times and making your one judgmental point, your one statement is good. Spend by spending a time, people will make that also if they start spending a time, because people will not always shoot for the first impression, but the first impression is so impactful that it always stay with other judgments that you make. So that is the problem of the first impression. But let's think from another perspective, from why is it good? Why is it good? Because the people who dress like that are actually somehow like that. Because if I have to become like a thinker or some poet or an artist, I, I go into this such a deep, this I gather such a deep energy that I started not caring about my hair, how it looked. Uh, I, slowly and slowly, I become like the poet. I'm not stereotyping it, but this is a fact. Not a fact, but this is the most, in most of the cases, it happens. Yeah, it happens in most of the cases. It happens, and we cannot deny it. But But the problem with that is, the worst thing about that part is, people can fool you with that looks. For example, the many serial killers, for example, Charles Robras used to dress very perfect and professionals, and he act like a rich guy, and he actually manipulate the rich, because manipulate the rich not by just, if he looks very poor, even though he talks very rich or he has a very influential way of communicating, the person uh, impressions will still be lower, still will be in this case, still will be lower. If the appearance is good and his way of talking and communicating, that's other factor are good, then the impression will always becomes higher. So that is another case. So the final case, let's understand the entire final case. Uh, I will conclude the whole thing is, we should not judge. If the people stop judging from their appearance, what will happen is, slowly and slowly, people will find the real people. Things will refine, and people will find the real people, or people behind this body, behind this just facial things and body. People will actually connect with people uh, in emotional strong, right? And another thing here is, it's very simple, is appearance. But if you see the long history, people are judging it, because it is not something that you can change, because it has been passed from one generation to another generation to another. Because why? Simple reason is, because it's very easy to do. If I dress like an hip hop guy, people will assume me that this guy listen to the hip hop, because it's very easy. Even though if I don't, it's very easy to make one statement, because people love to make a statement or a judgment, pass the pass the judgment, uh, and the appearance makes it very easy. So that's why people do it. And overall, what I say is, don't do that. Don't judge it. If we don't do it, we can actually think from different other perspective. If we choose not to go for an easy way, there is a more good chances that we can have actually. So yeah, that's all. I think this is what I've just thought right now. Thank you if you are listening up to here now. Yeah, thank you.